Ladies and gentlemen, this is the communist takeover of the United States. This is the end of democracy, as you and I know it.
I want those things. I want my mama and my daddy.
Now you listen to me, little boy. What is done is done. You now belong to the state. Now you listen very carefully to what I have to say. We do not want to kill you, but we will, unless you cooperate. Now then, now if you will step on this picture of your Jesus with your heels, they will let you go free. But if you don't, it'll cut your head off.
One day you died for me. Now I'm willing to die for you.
Why, you stupid little fool!
Hey, author and horror news contributor William Burke back with another cult movie double bill. This time we've got a Christian movie that is, well, bananas. I'm not attacking religion. You have the right to practice whatever faith brings you happiness and a sense of community, as long as you don't attack people who believe differently. This was going to be a double bill, but I couldn't legally use any footage from 1932's Sign of the Cross. Too bad, it was a great segment. But there is a mini review at the end of the video. But first up is a film that combines the evangelical fervor of the 700 Club with the graphic gore of an H.G. Lewis movie. It's 1972's If Footmen Tire You, What Will Horses Do? An evangelist preaches a sermon predicting a future where godless communists conquer the US of A. Hint, it's going to be really bad for devout Christians. If Footmen Tire You, What Will Horses Do? Is a bizarre footnote in cinema history, falling into the subgenre of Christploitation. Before the advent of home video, churches screened 16mm films on weekends to a captive audience of children and bored moms. Many were Christian-themed animated shorts, along with scare films designed to put the fear of God into children. But If Footmen Tire You took that to a new extreme. It kicks off with your friends and neighbors being mowed down by machine guns. From there, children are decapitated, while another has his eardrums gouged out for a very twisted reason.
They puncture your ears so you cannot hear the word of God.
It's 50 minutes of blood, executions, gang rape, and kids being forced to torture their own parents. For early 70s children who'd never been exposed to movie violence, this must have been traumatizing. Except for a few kids like me, because I was one sick little mamma jamma. So how did all this biblically themed barbarity reach the screen? If Footmen Tire You was the vision of a man born with the greatest name ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Estes Perkle.
Perkle was a fire and brimstone preacher and a devout anti-communist, hell-bent on spreading his heavenly message beyond his congregation. The best way was by producing motion pictures. He teamed up with filmmaker Ron Ormond, though the two made very strange bedfellows. Former magician Ron Ormond and his wife June had forged a career shooting low-budget exploitation films, starting with the legendarily awful Mesa of Lost Women. After a brief foray into producing roller derby for television, the Ormonds shifted to more visceral drive-in fare.
In my hometown, I sang in the choir, full of youth and burning desire. I wanted to be an opera singer, but look at me now, I'm a red-hot swinger.
Their most memorable production was 1968's burlesque and bloodshed extravaganza, The Exotic Ones, starring rockabilly legend Sleepy LaBeef. That's Sleepy LaBeef tearing a guy's arm off and beating him to death with it. Cool. Oh, and for the Ormonds, exploitation films were always a family affair. A near-fatal plane crash inspired the Ormond family to become born-again Christians. For the ambitious but cash-strapped Perkle, finding an experienced Christian filmmaker was like manna from heaven. Ormond may have changed his sinful ways, but at heart he was still a hustler and a showman. The pasty-whirling strippers were out, so he ratcheted up the gore to compensate. And Perkle's congregation provided him with a cast of unpaid amateur thespians to slaughter. In my sordid youth, I worked on the notorious child-killing film Beware Children at Play, but we were Sesame Street compared to this opus. Perkle and the Ormonds teamed up for 2 more productions, but neither were as over-the-top as their debut. The Ormonds continued making religiously themed films up until Ron's death in 1980. Thanks to filmmaker Nicolas Winding Refn, you can own restored versions of all of Ormond's films in the box set From Hollywood to Heaven, the lost and saved films of the Ormond family. It's an amazing collection. I don't know if Ormond was truly sincere about switching to religious films, or if he was just profiting from a niche market, but biographer Jimmy McDonough does. He spent years researching the Ormonds for his forthcoming Fab Press book, The Exotic Ones, that fabulous filmmaking family from Music City, USA, the Ormonds. McDonough has already written superb biographies of filmmakers Russ Meyer and Andy Milligan, and this looks to be his magnum opus, though I doubt Estes Perkle would approve.
At this precise moment, someone is headed for a burning hell.
And for some more secular horrors, check out my novels Dominant Species, Primeval Waters, and Scorpius Rex, available on Amazon.
Why, you stupid little fool!
And to close things up, here's a quick rundown on the film that I couldn't show any clips from. Cecil B. DeMille's 1932 religious shocker, The Sign of the Cross. This movie is bonkers. Pygmies played by little people in blackface fight Amazon women warriors. Elephants trample innocent Christians. A bound naked woman is ravaged by a gorilla. Alligators eat another woman alive. Lions and tigers munch on Christians while gladiators fight to the death. Plus, you get Claudette Colbert's intentional nip slips and lots of sapphic suggestions. It's the ultimate in pre-code insanity, so see it. More great films are coming, so like and subscribe so you don't miss them. And if you're looking for some old-fashioned horror thrills, check out my novels. And as always, thanks for watching.